Hey there, YouTube fans. How you going, man? So let's have a little chat. I was just thinking today. There's some really positive things happening with my weight. It's coming down rapidly, and I'm very, very happy about that. And it's due to the medicines that I'm taking and the supplements, which I've done a video on if anybody's interested, but check with your own doctor before you do anything. But I just wanted to briefly talk about fat shaming and why it's so wrong. You know, some of us really, really struggle with our weight, and I've even had gastric sleeve and everything. Unfortunately, it's basically genetics and the kind of health problems that I have had. For example, my mother was diabetic and I became diabetic again. And that is impossible to lose weight because your insulin levels are high, always. Now that I've got the insulin levels back down with medicines and supplements, I'm starting to lose weight rapidly again. And there's a lot of people out there that have got, thyroid issues would be the biggest one, hormonal issues. And some of them might have a bad diet, so they need to be educated on eating healthily. I recommend a Mediterranean diet, and exercising as well is the best to your ability. So you're not helping yourself if you're going to have a bad diet. That's a given, right? But that's not the be-all and end-all of it. So, I see there are some famous YouTubers that are, bagging out people because of their weight. And it's just not right. There are a lot of people who, for their health reasons, they cannot get their weight under control. I've even had gastric sleeve, and it worked for a period of time, and then it bounced back up because I had become diabetic again. And I've got a friend who is really, really thin, and according to her, underweight, very ill, and according to her, it's from a blood problem. So let's not be so quick to judge people when they struggle with their weight. Okay, have a little bit of understanding. You may be lucky that you have a good weight. Thank God for that. But sometimes always those thin people that are walking around, they were called toffees, thin on the outside, fat on the inside. And that's not healthy either. They might be thin. I mean, I've got some friends that smoke like a chimney and they're thin, and smoking does help you lose weight, but it's ruining your insides. Like one of my good friends has got part of her lung missing. So yeah, they might be thin, but they are not healthy as well. The Endocrinologist Society said there are some people that are overweight, but they're perfectly healthy. And why are we saying anything to those guys? They're actually healthier than a lot of other people. Now, I think it's important to keep your weight down as much as possible and in a healthy range. By the way, BMI charts and all that, especially if you're doing weights, they're just rubbish. It's ancient. It's not a way to determine the best body shape and size for you. The best way is I still consider myself a bodybuilder. What us bodybuilders do, which would be getting a body fat analysis done. I mean, the gold standard would probably be a DEXA scan, although I've found just the Renpho scales, RENPHO scales, body fat analysis scales, just to be good for a guide. Now, if you really want it perfectly accurate, I mean, the only way you should be looking at it getting perfectly accurate is if you're going towards your goal weight. So say you're around your goal weight, then start doing DEXA scans and whatever, because they actually expose you to radiation. All right. So that's my little rant today. Have some understanding. And I'll have to go. Got an incoming call. Thank you. Bye.